The first rule of glass sphere building in Minecraft is never start with glass. Unless you have Silk Touch, which I do not, you want to pick a material that's easier to break. In this case, I'm using oak slabs. If you use glass, it will break into a billion pieces and disappear. I had to use wood in this case. I don't have many other options. The first step of building is to plan out how large you want your sphere to be. So I believe I'm starting here with 4 on the side. Unfortunately for me, that is a even number, and even numbers are harder to build when you're trying to build spheres. What you want to do is pick an odd number. So what I've done is extend it out to 5, because that's an easier number to work with. Following this, I have very good news for you. All you have to do is count. Do you know your prime numbers? You know, the numbers that... Wow, okay. What you do is you go to Google and you search up prime numbers. It'll tell you enough for you to build a sphere. You don't need to know anything else than that. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically just going down the prime numbers. Starting with 5, I then count to 3, 2, 1, and then I count back up. 1, 2, and 3. You'll see that I'm counting in this direction, and then once I reach to 1, I turn to this other direction. And I do it all over again. So following the 1, you have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Then you come right back out. Then you have to count the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. If you follow this rule, you'll always be building a spherical structure. The only thing is the numbers you choose might affect how elongated it looks, and in this case I think it's a little bit more square than circular. But that's fine. You don't want to build anything that is perfect, unless if you want to be perfect. But I'll tell you this right now. Perfection is a curse. Nobody actually wants it. And when you realize that you've achieved it, you'll feel more empty than you'll ever know. Now, for prime numbers, if you have not Googled it and you just randomly started counting with me, bravo, impressive. But if you did not Google it, a prime number is defined as a number that can only be divided by 1 in itself. So in this case, we have 5, which is 1 times 5. You can try a few combinations. You won't find a very nice whole number. In the next case, it's 3 and 1. Again, same thing. 1 times 3, 3 times 1. Then we got 1 and 2, 1 times 2, 2 times 1. And then we finally have 1. You're gonna make me say it, aren't you? Okay, yep. It's 1 times 1 and 1 times 1. I know, shocking. And 1 is not a prime number. Uh-oh. But you don't really have to think about that, do you? Just count. 2, 3, 5. All you have to do is actually make any combination would work. So now you may notice that my voice isn't syncing up with the video. Wow, crazy, right? There's another thing that we have to know. Sometimes you just gotta sleep on it, and then you'll realize. The one thing is, this isn't actually a very good sphere. What you ideally want to do for 5-edged spheres is use a pattern that is 2, 2, 1, 1. So note that in that case, instead of having what we have right now, it will be no longer 5, 3, 2, 1. Instead, it will be 5, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 5. So, if you want a perfect sphere, you're going to have to work for it. You can also Google the exact dimensions of a sphere. I'm pretty sure there is a website that actually tells you how to build a sphere perfectly, step by step. But to be honest, it's boring. You can have a computer dictate what you're going to build, but then you don't really figure anything out. And in this case, I think I would like to stick with a little bit of imperfection. It adds character. Wow, that's pretentious. Strange word, pretentious. It's pretentious to be pretentious. But then the word itself is pretentious. I don't know. Just something to think about. Even more good news for you, you don't have to sit through me trying to figure out how to build an entire circle. Yeah, that's pretty nice, right? You get a little bit of time dilation through the video, and I still have to sit and place every single block. This is the second hard part. There's a reason why we chose an odd number. The odd number allows us to build another circle in another plane. So in this case, we're building a vertical circle, and this is the outline for the sphere. Now, the reason why we're building this is it's easier for us to know exactly what the outline is going to be before filling in the glass. And with that in mind, you're doing exactly the same thing. You count out 5, 3, 2, 1. What you're actually doing is just framing out the edges of the sphere. And the final step is always just filling it. So once you actually have the outer sides framed, then you just have to fill it up. See how I'm still using oak wood? Because these frames, you can just replace them after you fill them in glass. But do not ever do any of the framing in glass. You're going to be very sad when you run out of materials. And glass is not easy to break. So find wood and maybe efficiency axe? I'm not sure. You want to do the same thing while counting upward. In this case, we're going to have to count around and up and wait. Something's not right. Oh no. It's all lopsided. Oh no. Oh, I forgot to change in the direction. So when you're going up, you want to first count in the vertical, right? You want to count up from the side. Oh, wait. Oh no, this isn't even 5. That's just... What is that? That's way too many. Okay. On the sides, you want it to be 5. Then you want it to be 3. Count to the next one. Let me just break down all of my mistakes in one axe swing. Okay. The next one, you want to go up by 2, then up by 1, to the side, and now you're counting sideways and not completely upwards. It's 1, 2 to the side, and we go up 1, 2, 3, and of course the final piece, that is this edge of our sphere. Once again, 5. Not sure if I did this correctly. Should be close enough. I don't have any concerns. It looks like it lines up. So let's get the 5th block here down. Okay. I'm going to start building on the other side, and then we'll see if it all reaches together as one nice sphere. If not, you'll just have to do it again, because you probably just don't know how to count, which is me in a nutshell right now. See how it goes. Vertical up first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. Sideways. Go. 1, 2. Up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, everything worked. Never mind, I am an expert at building spheres and balls. Absolutely no problems at all. I didn't make any mistakes in this video, and by now, wow, I really have no justification for this. It's okay. I'm not a lawyer. Who says that as a defense? Imagine walking into a courtroom and just saying, I'm not a lawyer. Wow, no, that wasn't... Let me just focus back on the sphere. What you want to do is do it for all of the 4 sides, and you should be able to have your dome completed now. Nice dome. But it's not a sphere yet. So do the bottom side. Who is do it all corners? Watch out. You don't want to fall and die. There's a lot more falling and dying to be had later on. So stay tuned for that. The moment of realization. It's around the corner. Wait. Oh, wait a second. And now. Yes, again, I started only going vertical. Keep track of where your pivot point is, and then you have to do a side shuffle, not a upward shuffle. And here we go. And the connection is made. We're done. Perfect. I have your nice outlay for the top part of the dome. And now you gotta focus on the bottom part of the dome, which completes the sphere. What, you thought I was gonna show you all of the steps in it? No, of course not. This is a Minecraft building guide. Come on. Who does that? They always just cut to the final finished product, right? Oh, let's sleep here. Come on, son. Oh. Oh my god. Salmon! Grabbing it by its jaw! Wow, that was a nightmare. And a half. Poor salmon. Man. On the topic of jump cuts, I need to fill this sphere with glass. And oh, little did I ever know the regret that is to fill a sphere with glass. I want to be honest with you, this isn't a building guide. Judging by the title, hopefully none of you were clickbaited into this. It literally says, not how you build a sphere or ball in Minecraft. I don't know. Is there anything more or less clear about that? Oh my. I have no strategy here. The pain. But I persevered. It was... There's a reason why there are no circles in Minecraft. There's a reason why there are no spheres in Minecraft. It's the simplicity of the game. Once you try and introduce it, go against the natural order, you'll find that it's really difficult to do all of this. Wow. Little did I know. Still editing. Every step, by the way. And now, the cut to where I finally figured it out. Okay. So, I finally figured it out. And my tip to you is that if you want to build a sphere in Minecraft, don't. Just don't do it. There's a reason why it's a block game, not a circle game or a sphere game, you know, like the atoms in real life. But if you truly want to build a sphere, the next step after marking out the sides is to grab a quarter of it. So pick your quadrant. So since this is a sphere, it's broken up into 8s. But when I'm talking about quadrant, it's one of these sides outlined by the oak wood. So once you pick one of your quadrants, all you have to do is connect up the quadrant in a way that all of the sides are diagonal. So for here, we have 2 pieces per side, and then we connect them diagonally. Next step down, we do the same thing. We try and get it as diagonal as possible, and fill in what's left over by the previous piece. In this case, we overbuilt. That's what we did. So you want to make it as diagonal as possible, then you move down to the next level. And you do the exact same thing. Notice that when you end, you always want to end with the same length as the side. Now you do it for the final one here that we counted out. And this should work out for all of sides here. Now you may be asking, what would happen when you move down to this part, which is now more in line with this side and not the top? Well, you don't have to panic. You do exactly the same thing. So in this case, this is the side that we're working on. We connect up the two sides, right, from the center, and move down all of the half slabs because I realized I placed them one too high. So, yes, try and mark out the perfect center lines for either upwards or for the sideways. Okay. Then you do the exact same thing. So right here it's 3, and we try and have it so that it all works together. I have fallen several times while trying to get this right. Even had to get more salmon. Feel bad for the salmon population. Basically just sat there and just took out every single one I saw. Oh, don't misplace your glass. On the topic of glass, you'll be surprised how much glass you need for a sphere. And from experience, it's a lot. It's really, really a lot. You may think you have enough. Always have extra glass. Because you're going to make mistakes, and honestly, I would say get a silk touch pickaxe, but I'm not there yet, so oh, I feel bad for all the beaches that I've ran into. I couldn't even take any of the ones that were nearby because you need to keep it so that it's still beautiful and playable in this area. So I had to run far, far away to get so much sand. Oh, I wish there was a desert nearby. I actually have not found one yet. So maybe that's something you want to do before you start building a sphere. So not jump down when you need to place blocks. Go, and then you do the exact same thing. Continue this all the way through. Fairly simple. Go up. Having ladders on the side are great. So for some reason, I forgot that you can place ladders on glass. So outline doesn't have to be in wood. I did in wood because it helps me figure out which ones are the actual, let's say, center lines so that I don't get lost. But you don't really need them. Yeah. Did I say that I died several times while trying to make this sphere? I think that proves my point very, very well. Oh no. I just want to get this done. Ignore that. That didn't happen. Okay, good. You need to place one more glass here. And you go to the final piece. And eventually what you should be left with. Perfect joint right here. Nice. Now, you're going to have an empty space in the center. What are you going to do? It's actually very, very simple. Do not panic. What you have to do is, I really don't have that many blocks. Okay. I didn't see the oak in my inventory, so I just crafted more. What you want to do is you want to place a block here and start at 1. Okay? And every single time you go up, you place a block on where you placed your previous block. Okay? Move up. Fill inwards. Oh no. Fill inwards as you go. And using this technique, it should always fill in perfectly. There you go. Now that is a quarter. You choose a larger, I believe, like length to start with. You're gonna have more of those to fill in. However, at the end, it should all come together if you did indeed choose a prime number and you started counting the sides down like this, and then switch at wherever you hit 1 to be again 2 and then 3. And every single time, you should be able to build a sphere perfectly. I had to take a very long time to figure this out, and now you know the strategy to build a sphere in Minecraft. And I hope you enjoy cinematic shot while I get rid of all of the ladders of the final biosphere dome we wanted to build. I hope you have a truly wonderful day.